Welcome, folks, to today's episode of BattleTech Simplified. I'm Michael Schockman, I'll be your host and commentator, and in today's episode we will be covering the economic and military numerical powerhouse of the Inner Sphere. Today we'll be covering the Lyran Commonwealth. The Lyran Commonwealth was formed in 2341 as a merger between three mercantile alliances: the Protectorate of Donagai, the Federation of Sky, and the Tamar Pact. The founding charter called for 9 archons to rule the nation, but the impracticality of this system led to a coup by the leader of Donagi, Robert Marsden, who declared himself Archon Basilius in August of 2375. An invasion by the Draconis Combine in 2407 resulted in the death of then Archon Alistair Marsden, brother of Robert, in 2408. Rule fell to his wife, Catherine Steiner, safely ensourced on the new capital, safely ensconced on the new capital of Tharkad. The reign of House Steiner had begun. The Lyrans lost territory to their neighbors in 2455, the tide turned when Operation Prometheus gave House Steiner plans for powerful new war machines, battle mechs. The Age of War gave way to the golden era of mankind, watched over by the Star League, which the Steiners pledged to join in 2558. With the Commonwealth economy prospering during this era, it did not last, however. The Ameris Civil War laid waste to many worlds in the Terran hegemony, though the Commonwealth was enlarged when it absorbed many Rim Worlds Republic systems. The First Succession War began between the remaining 5 great houses, broke out in 2785. The First and Second Wars blasted the Inner Sphere back to the Industrial Age, as total war resulted in the deaths of millions, cities were destroyed, and jump ships annihilated. The Third War lasted generations, but saw a return to the Ares Conventions that limited the collateral damage. The Commonwealth traded worlds with the Free Worlds League, but steadily lost ground to the Combine. In 3020, the waning years of the Third Succession War, Archon Katrina Steiner circulated a peace proposal to the other Great House rulers. Though they all rebuffed her, First Prince Hans Davian and the Federated Sons were intrigued the duo between began a dialogue that resulted in an alliance that betrothed Hans to Katrina's daughter and heir, Archon designate Melissa Steiner. Coinciding with their marriage ceremony on Terra in 3028, the two nations launched invasions of their neighbors. The Commonwealth used Rosselhagian revolutionaries to their advantage during the Fourth Succession War, taking many systems away from the Combine. These gains were neutralized when Theodore Kurita recognized their independence in 3034, forcing the Lyrans to give up their hard-won planets to the nascent Free Rosselhag Republic. The abortive War of 3039 was intended to be a full-scale invasion of the Combine, but the surprising strength of House Kurita caused the allied nations to rethink their intentions, calling off the attack in short order. The two nations merged together more closely after the failed war, resulting in the informal creation of the Federated Commonwealth. In 3050, the clans invaded the Inner Sphere, and Commonwealth forces lost battle after battle to Clan Jade Falcon and Clan Wolf. The 3052 Truce of Tukid stalled the clan invasion thanks to Comstar, but many Commonwealth worlds remained vulnerable to attack. The 3055 assassination of Archon Melissa Steiner resulted in the formal union of the Lyran Commonwealth and the Federated Sons, with the ascension of Archon Prince Victor Steiner Davian. Because of his younger sister's manipulations, he quickly became unpopular among his subjects. When Free World's Captain General Thomas Merrick discovered in 3057 that Victor had replaced his son Joshua with a body double, he allied with Capellan Confederation Chancellor Sun Tzu Liao and launched an invasion. Katrina Steiner Davian seized on the opportunity and invoked war powers on 18th of September 3057 to secede the Lyran half of the nation from the alliance, calling it the Lyran Alliance, and signed a peace treaty with Merrick, resulting in the creation of the Chaos March. Grand Duke Morgan Kell all but seceded from the alliance, creating a semi-autonomous region along the Falcon border known as the Ark Royal Defense Cordon. A Clan Jade Falcon incursion in 3058 was stalled at Coventry by a multinational coalition led by Archon Prince Victor. The powers recognized the need for cooperation to end the clan threat, resulting in the resurrection of the Star League. Archon Katrina offered Tharkad to host the Whitting conferences, though her scheming never resulted in assuming the mantle of First Lord for herself. When Victor led a task force to clan space to ensure the destruction of Clan Smoke Jaguar, Catherine, seized the opportunity to take over the remaining half of the Federated Commonwealth. Though he initially did not contest Catherine's reign, Victor's hand was forced in 3062. The FedCom Civil War engulfed the Lyran nations for 5 years, including another Jade Falcon incursion in 3064. Catherine's loss of the Civil War allowed Victor to set the lines of succession. He formally separated the Lyran Alliance from the Federated Commonwealth and installed Peter Steiner Davian as Archon in 3067. As for the mech that is most heavily known by the fans and the people of the Inner Sphere for the House Steiner, ironically enough, it's actually not a heavy mech, it's not a medium mech, it's not even an assault mech, it's a light mech. It's known as the Wolfhound, created as a direct answer and contender for things like the Panther and the Jenner of the Draconis Combine. The Wolfhound was created to fend off those things at longer range and then to close in and deal with them in person, and it is a highly effective mech for its time and for its weight class. As for my personal feelings on the Lyran Commonwealth, ladies and gentlemen, I would have to definitely say that they are a powerhouse. They are very effective in fielding large armies, if ill-led armies, of elite troops. They might be a bit misplaced in there and misguided, but they can pack a punch. Enough said. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't already, please leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts on the Lyran Commonwealth are. Do you think that they should have stayed with the FedCom, the Federated Commonwealth, and made it a new grand attempt to unify the Inner Sphere under one banner, or do you think they were right in leaving and splitting off into their own stuff? Let me know down below. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. I'm Michael Schockman. I've been your host and commentator. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, be sure to ring that bell icon so you never miss an episode. Last but not least, please be sure to check out the links down in the description. You know where they go, you know what they do, you know what to do. I am Michael Schockman. I've been your host and commentator. And remember, as always, folks, no guts, no galaxy. Later, everybody.